So there's a post floating around, and you found it, of course, and you sent it to me and was like,
Of
"I don't know if you
course.
want to talk." Come on, that's your bag, hardly.
Okay.
It's
Uh-huh.
totally a hardly minding your business kind of topic. But uh, we discussed it, and so we don't have time to post edit. So what I'll do is, if you're watching or listening, in the show notes in the description, I'll put the link to the video post.
Yeah.
But a woman, you want to tell the story? Go ahead.
Sure. So a woman posted to the internet that she had met someone
Dating app
online on
BLK.
dating app BLK, and they had been
This is not
talking.
an ad. They did not pay us.
No,
This is just the story.
right. They had been talking and they decided to go on a date. She says that now I don't really think this thing is real, but for shits and giggles, we will indulge in this. And the reason I say I don't think it's real, because one of the first things she says in the video is that she just came from the date. She
And that she
clearly
came.
didn't have on any makeup or anything. She had on a hat. She even like showed her hair, and I don't know how she would have just went on this date. I don't know if maybe the timeline is off where she's saying she just went on the date, but maybe she had gone on the date the night before. I have no idea, but that's the reason why I'm like, is
Well,
this
in the video, she says that she just left the date, but first she changed and cleaned up a little bit.
right? Sure. But to
That's what
me,
she said.
the way she looked when she was speaking in the video didn't make sense to the way she looked when she showed the photo of how she looked on the date.
Yes.
There's a disconnect there, and I don't. Anyway, so Um, so she gets on and she says that she just got off this date and she's very upset because the guy felt that she was catfishing him. And so she's like, "Well, what do you mean? I am the person in my photos." And he said, "No, no, you don't. You don't look like the person in your photos."
Right.
And she's distraught. She starts saying that men are the devil, because ultimately he felt that he was being catfished and wanted her to share the cost of the date.
Well, you skipped an
And
important
she,
part.
I skipped the part where she says she ain't have her money.
Well, before that, she starts off by saying when they decided to go on a date, even though this is the first date, he chose an expensive restaurant.
She did say that, yes, she
A
did say
restaurant
that,
that she thought was too expensive, but he wanted to go.
but he wanted to go.
So then after the date, when the
We
date
gotta litigate that
ends,
too. Hmm.
huh?
No, I said we gotta litigate that too. But when you're done,
That's what she said. She
hmm
said it was too expensive. She thought it was too expensive, but he wanted to go there. And
hmm
so when the date ended, when he ended the date, she said, "Oh, I forgot my monies."
well, I just want to say something here, and I have said it multiple times on Hardly Minding My Business and the podcast that came before Hardly Minding My Business. The one thing, and I tell this to any woman who will listen, the one thing you will never, should never do is go on a date with someone you don't know without any money. Let's be clear. You should never go anywhere without any money, but you definitely shouldn't go on a date without any money. Cash is preferred also. Cash is always preferred because if you need to get yourself out of a situation, you need to be able to pay and run or whatever the case is. You should always have at least a little cash on you when you go on a date. And at the very least enough to cover your meal or your drink or whatever it is.
Right.
Because I have walked out of many a date and put the money on the table and been like, "I'm sorry, this is not for me."
Well,
Okay.
that's what he said. He said, "This is not for me." And the end of the day, and she said,
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I forgot my monies. So that's what she said.
Girl, first of all, why are you telling me you forgot your money? Don't tell him that. You should have been like, oh my, I don't know what she was supposed to say. I'd have been like, man, I must have left my wallet. I probably would have tried to look for it too. And been like, oh my goodness, I don't have my wallet on me.
She probably did do that and don't want to say it in the video.
But
But
I would never tell someone that I wouldn't. It's hard. You gotta play it really, really good when you're meeting someone that you don't know, and you can't show all your cards either. You can't be in there telling all your business. If you don't have money in your pocket, you never tell anybody you don't have any money. Which the better thing to say would have been, oh, well, you picked this place, and I thought that you were pretty adamant about, us going to this place. So I assumed that you were going to pay. I'm not saying that's going to go over well. I'm just saying you don't know what that man is capable of. Don't tell that man you don't have no money. Next thing you know, he
you should have
stuffs
money.
you in his car, and
You should have money. Yes, it is customary that men pay for the first date, but you should have money.
of
In the
course,
event that he doesn't show up, he walks out on the date, he walks out on the bill. For
and,
various reasons, you should
and men
have
will
money.
do that.
All type of grimy shit happens. You should have money. You should always be in a position where I can take care of myself, regardless what happens here. So
Right?
that's number one. But that's not where it ends because
It's
she's in her
no.
car, she's emotional, and she's saying that men are the devil. She puts up a grainy picture on the screen and she says, look, this is what I look like on the app. Then she goes further and shows her BLK dating profile.
Yep.
And it's got about 4 or 5 pictures up there. And
A little different in the photos. No.
all right, listen, how real are we gonna keep it here? We keeping it 100?
Oh, we gonna keep it 100. But do you want to wait till we get to the end, the last slide, or you want to just keep it 100 now?
It's your
Be,
call, boss.
because.
Because all right, let's just finish the story. Let's finish the story.
Mm-hmm.
So she shows her profile. She's very adamant about like, oh look, I really like this question and this is what I'm looking for. And she gives all her stuff and she says, like, I don't even think what I'm asking for in my profile is too much of a man. And then somebody must have responded because her last slide is in the top. You could see it's like a respond to comment kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
it
they're
looked
like,
like
all
a
right, but we
side.
would love to see what you wore on the date. And then you see her with what I believe is a wig on and a dress.
Uh-huh.
And
Makeup, because she's clearly not wearing makeup in the video where she's talking about it, but she's
right,
wearing makeup in all of the photos online and in the photo of her the day of the date, allegedly, because she's saying that that's what she looked like the day of the date. So
right. Okay, so now let's talk about these pictures in the profile. The pictures in the profile don't look how she looks right now. Now, I'm
they
not
look
going to
at
say it's
least
not
10
her.
years old.
Huh?
They look at least 10 years old.
Right, that's what I was about to say. I'm about to say, now, I'm not going to say they're not her, but they're not her today.
No, I
They look
believe
like
they're
they
her.
were her about a decade ago
Yeah.
and about 40 pounds ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not a diss. It's in the description.
No,
Y'all
no,
can go
no. You're
look.
right. You're
I
right.
know you know that, but the audience
Mhm.
hasn't seen it. So it's in the description. Once again, yeah, y'all can go check it out. It looked like 10 years ago and 40 pounds ago. Let me say one thing as a man here. It's already challenging being on dating apps and seeing women in pictures because women like to look different in every picture. It's a thing. It's a thing where a woman will have 5 pictures and look like 5 different people. And so it's like, okay, this is interesting. And overall, yeah, you look kind of cute or I'm digging you, whatever. That's already a challenge though when you see somebody with 5 different hairstyles, 5 different makeup palettes, and it's like, all right, I'm trying to guess where this person really is somewhere in the middle here. Because that happens. It'd be like short hair like a bob, long hair to their ankles, uh, rosy cheeks, dark eye. It's like all the pictures, you're like, all right, this is all very different. And then you don't really know what to expect when you meet the person. That's the next piece. So it's like you got 5 pictures, you look different in the 5 pictures, and then now I gotta go meet you. I don't know which person I'm looking for from the 5. It might be another totally different look. And so that can be a challenge. And to be clear, ladies, I'm not saying everyone does this, but I'm saying this does happen on dating apps. So it's not something out of this world. And now let's just discuss real quick what happens when you show up to a date and the person don't look like their pictures. I don't know if you've been there, but I've been there. Where I'm at the meeting place. It's not always a restaurant, but I'm at the meeting place and I'm like, okay, yeah. So I'm here. I text that I'm here, and I'm looking around. And as I'm looking around, I don't see anyone that looks like the person I'm here to meet.
Yeah, well, I've told you. I mean, it happens, and I've told y'all that I've been catfished before.
And and then there's the hat.
So that was that. Was that the only time that happened? I do believe there was a guy who lied about his height.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's looking for Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Danny DeVito showed up.
Listen, listen. I
He
get it.
was like, no, I'm right here.
I
I'm right here. No, it's me. Hi.
all right, all right. We get your point. Listen, it's it's hard out here
For
now.
a pimp.
Now, I'm not one of those people, women, I
Hmm.
should say. I'm not one of those women who, loves the filters and all of that. I don't wear tons of makeup or anything like that. I think the thing that changes the most is probably my hair, which is fine. That's not any shade to anyone who likes to wear a lot of makeup or anything like that. But the point that I'm trying to make is that yes, um, as women, we are able to change a lot and pretty quickly. Um, but there's a difference between like having a different hairstyle when you show up to a date and being
Being
and
older and
being
heavier.
and being 35 instead of 25 because that is what happened here.
Yep.
And a lot of people in the comments were like, "Girl, you just gotta eat that." You fucked up. I knew someone a while back who, how do I say this? This person was very much like into, this person was on the apps and was very much wanted someone who looked like a model. Like anytime you would ask this person, well, what are you looking for? And show me pictures of people you're looking for. And it would always be like these very statuesque model types, right?
Hmm.
Which is fine. You can want
Whatever you want.
whatever you want. But the reason I bring this person up is not so much about that, but on the other side of it,
They
this
was looking
person,
like Danny DeVito.
no, this person
Danny
was,
DeVito gonna fuck me up.
right, exactly. This person had a heavier build, um, and what they would do is, and there's nothing wrong. Listen, I have a body. Okay. I'm not skinny. I'm not like, so I don't have anything to say about anybody's size. But what I will say is this person would post photos on the dating apps and it would only be from like here to
Oh, that's
here.
the trick. That's the trick.
And but then the person would also want someone who looked like a model. And then it was like, wait, but you've got to show them you got to post full body pictures, because when they see you in person, if they're even willing to see you in person, because
Right.
they may not want to, or because this was the other thing, then it would be, oh my gosh, I can't believe this person's asking me for a photo when they saw photos on my page. Well, if this person has never seen a full body photo of you, it's pretty
Right.
reasonable for them to ask you
Of
for
course, because we know the
a
trick.
full
You
photo.
listen. You put the photo from here up. You got the cleavage popping, so we're enticed. But we don't know what nothing else looked like. And y'all put it at an angle where we can't see the double chin, right? And so you got the titties busting out. You can't see the double chin. Listen, ladies, that's an old trick. We know already. So yes, we're gonna request the full body pic.
Of
Here
course.
is a good rule for dating apps. You should have recent pictures,
Well, that's the
not
thing. Like,
not pictures from 10 years ago in this post, specifically. And you should have at least one or two full body pictures. Now, every dating app is different. Some dating apps let you put a ton of pictures. Some dating apps only let you get 4 pictures, 5 pictures. At least one or two of those 4 or 5 pictures should be a full body picture, so people could know what they're getting. And we skipped 2 things. Well, we skipped one thing. The gentleman wants her to pay him back for the service for the meal. He's trying to bill her. He wants his money back. Sir, you're probably not getting your money back. You got to eat that loss. But
and
yes,
you
she's
pick the
foul.
restaurant.
Yeah, but yeah, she is foul for showing up with no money. She is foul for showing up 40 pounds heavier and uh and 10 years older. And here's my next tip. Today, a lot of the apps allow you to video chat. Now, I don't know if all of them do. I've never been on BLK. Actually, that's a lie. I made a profile, didn't like it, and deleted it. It was kind of like not really my thing. But a lot of the apps allow you to video chat, and a lot of times people uh, exchange numbers off the app before they meet for a first date. My advice is do a video chat. See what the vibe is on video chat. See what they're looking like on video chat. So you don't have to show up, ladies looking for a model, and get a guy like me with a dad bod. And fellas, so you can see that really she looks nothing like her pictures, or that maybe she does, and now it's time to go on a date. You're excited. But the worst thing to do is get there and be surprised, because I'm gonna be honest with you, in the instances where I have been on a date and the person did not look like their pictures, yes, they were also offended that I said that, because I was confused too. And I was like, oh, you look a little different than your pictures, no? They were not happy about that, but which is weird to me. But
Just he he dropped the ball with this one.
she did.
No.
And it's all very funny to me.
Well, it to me, I laughed because I was like, "But girl, do you put them bitches side by side? The
Yeah,
one
they
from
don't look
the day of the date, and then the one from your profile.
no,
Those are two different
vastly different.
people."
Vastly different.
And it's not just the hair, because I know, some people will say, "Oh, her hair was different." No,
No, it
it's not
wasn't
just
just the
the hair.
hair.
It was a different face.
Yeah.
It was a different face.
Yeah, she was younger. She was about 40 pounds lighter, less heavy, whatever. Um, it's misleading, is what it is, and that's not cool. So yeah, you can't be mad when he's saying you catfish.
Right, but I wouldn't pay him back. I also probably, if I felt like the restaurant was too expensive, I probably would have said something. I've been told in the past that, I shouldn't say things like that, but I think you have to be transparent. Um, I think it's better to be honest beforehand than get yourself into a situation where you're now uncomfortable, because if you do end up having to come out of pocket for it, and this is not something that you thought you could afford, you should have maybe you didn't have to say that, but you should have said, oh, can we go someplace a little bit more relaxed or more chill, or
Absolutely.
go to a coffee shop, or maybe we don't need to go to dinner just yet, maybe we could do something else,
Right.
that's at lower cost to both of us, or whatever the case may be. But no, if I feel like if he insisted on the fancy restaurant because that's what he likes and that's where he wants to go, well, then you pay.
Right. You got to eat that. You got to eat
Yeah.
that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Got to eat. But clearly, transparency was not the name of her game. If I had old pictures and somebody was like, "Man, you looking good," I would, before we went on the date, I would let him know, "Hey, I gained about 40 pounds since those pictures. Let me send you a recent picture, and you could decide before we both embarrass ourselves,
Yeah.
because you don't want to be online looking like this."
Man, I was very confused. I said,
Me
"Oh."
too.
And then the final photo of her the day of the date, I was like, that's a different woman. This one looks like almost college age, and the one the one the one that went on the date look at least 10 years her senior.
Yeah,
Girl, what are you doing?
yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh, she
then
was
want
like
to
my
blame
LinkedIn
men, and then
photo.
this is the last thing I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
She got some fucking nerve to come up there and talk about men are the devil. Are you serious?
She did say that. She said men
Are
are
you
the devil.
serious? If they're
That
the
was too
devil, what
much.
are you?
That was too much. That was too much. She shouldn't have said men are the devil. That was wrong. That was wrong.
Men be catching strays, and it don't even always be our fault.
I mean, I'm not saying he was nice about it, because maybe he wasn't nice about it. But um and okay, to be clear, if he thinks that he was deceived, he has a right to be upset. But I also think you can do things a certain way. Like, you don't have to be nasty to someone
But
to.
he wasn't nasty in the story. He said,
I'm
"I'm
not saying
confused."
I'm not saying he was. I'm saying we don't know what his demeanor was when he said what he said.
Well, all we could do is go based off her story, and off her story, he wasn't mean.
Right. Okay. Okay.
You think he was mean based on her story?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I just don't really know. Like, she didn't really get into his tone or anything like that. So I'm just saying, if he said it a certain way, then maybe that's why she was like, "Men are the devil."
That lady is full of shit.
Yo, this was so funny though. Girl, don't do it to yourself. That's just, I don't know. I don't know what people think will happen. I don't know. Oh, wow. You're not the person I thought I thought you were. Okay. Okay. Come on, let's. No, I don't think it works like that.
No.
That's probably rare. Maybe it does happen where people end up, not being so mad about it and getting to know each other, but that's probably rare.
But it's also dependent on the difference, right? Like if somebody's 5 or 10 pounds over the different from the picture, or a year or two ago, they don't look as, maybe they look just a pinch older. You're like, oh, okay, like in the picture, maybe I didn't have any whites in my facial hair, but now I got 5 or 6 of them. It's like, all right, we might not be mad at 5 or 6 of them. But if on my profile picture I look like this, and then I show up with everything white, you're gonna be like, nigga, what the hell happened here? In the pictures, you don't have any white hairs at all. How you got a whole salt and pepper everything?
Yeah.
And so I think it depends on that too. Even the weight, like I said, I keep it real. Like right now, I'm the heaviest I've been in a long time. I would tell somebody on a dating app, hey, I'm gonna send you a recent picture. I don't have a today picture up there. In this instance, I'm saying, and I would tell them, hey, here's a picture of today. You let me know if you still digging it, because you don't want to show up 40 pounds heavier. Like then niggas be like, what's going on here? Where's the why are you why doesn't your clothes fit? What's going on? You was a schmedium in the profile, and you're definitely an extra large right now. What's going on?
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if I had a big, super big afro, and you'd be like, man, I am loving his Angela Davis afro, and then I show up like this. You'd be like, wait, what the hell?
Different person.
Where's your big fly afro? About, oh man, that was 5 years ago. I chopped that off.
Different person. Mm-hmm.
Like, nigga, call me back when you got the fro.
Oh. Or don't call.
Or don't call, right? Or I'm out.
Right.
And on that note,